All righty, welcome to the weekly analysis, March 25th. Selena, are you awake?
I'm awake, but I'm driving. So can you pull it up for me?
What a loser. Hold on.
You're such a hater.
You know why Selena's driving?
Huh?
I said we know you're driving because that crap that Robert Kiyosaki was talking. You know, it doesn't apply to you. You know.
What do you mean? Explain, Sean.
What I mean is there are some people out there that even if we have a recession, they're not losing their job. You know,
They work for the government. They work for Uncle Sugar.
Well, I mean, Sean, you work for the government. I work for a bread company. So it is, but people gonna eat bread. If they don't buy nothing else, they're gonna buy bread.
Right. And that's what I mean. There are certain industries that are recession proof. So,
Right.
What he's talking about, and that's what I mean when I say you got to take it with a grain of salt. The stuff he was talking about, properties. If you bought your house and you got it, you refinance it down to 2% as an example, yeah, you're in a good buy. It doesn't matter. Yeah, the price of your property is gonna ultimately go up. It may take a little bit of a dip during a recession, meaning its market value may decrease a little bit. I mean, but depending on when you bought it, you may not ever go underwater, or you may dip underwater for a few years. But if you ain't planning on moving, you're not hurting to get rid of that house in the next year or 2 or 3. It doesn't matter. So that's why I say a lot of that stuff you got to put it in the proper context. If you're overexposed, or if your monthly debts, or I think of the money that I make every month like a glass, and if my debt represents, whether the glass is a quarter full, half full, or at the top, if your debt is at the top of the glass, then yeah, any little teeter that happens in the economy, it's a potential problem. But if your debt is a quarter away up, represents a quarter of the glass or half of the glass, then a lot of that kind of crap that, a guy like Robert is talking about, it doesn't matter to you. So
I know, but I think Robert is they make those videos because America in general is a spend first society. I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I mean, if they took like a snapshot of people's savings accounts, I mean, it would probably be laughable. And while we on that subject, America's the only nation that we have the 6-figure earners who are living check to check. What? Check to check and 6 figures?
It's crazy, right?
6 figures, check to check. I mean, we've all done the check to check, especially when we first joined the Army. We wasn't nowhere close to no 6 figures. So that's the issue, I mean, but we do a great job of raising dummies, and we do it on purpose. That's why the system is built to raise people. I mean, just dumb folks.
So Todd, can you do me? Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Finish what you're saying. I was getting ready to move on to the chart, but go ahead, Sean.
No, go ahead. I was going to say something silly. Go ahead.
Okay. So I was meant to say something. So I hit open in browser so it's bigger so people can actually see it.
Well, I mean, they have access to it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're such a anywho. All right. So the weekly analysis for this week, Chef JPY, it did as projected. You could have traded God's plan or just as a weekly bearish.
Those JPY, I
So
thought,
what?
I thought that blew it. Did Chef J, did anybody take this trade?
It did what it was supposed to do. If you would let me finish reading what I said, price did not retrace to the golden zone at the open of the market. Price retraced 99 pips. It hit the 50% imbalance of a candle on the 1 hour. You could have used God's plan a couple of times this week, but guys, the goal is to use it on Sunday. There was a possible 398 pips. So what were you saying about Chef JPY?
If I had jumped in this trade an hour after market open, would I have won if I had did the God's plan?
Yeah, you would have won.
So the only one that didn't win was UJ. That's what y'all telling me.
I don't have UJ on my list.
UJ was a fail.
Yeah, it was a big time fail because I failed.
Yeah. EG, it did its projected price retrace past the weekly OB candle. When I say OB candle, I'm not talking about the first candle. I'm talking about the second candle in the OB in the order block. It could have used God's plan on this entry. If you got in Sunday night, you would have hit TP Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time on the 1 hour, possible 138 pips for the week if you're just putting in one position. Did its projected EN. There was a 1 hour bullish order block at 9 p.m. Eastern Sunday night for God's plan entry. It would have hit TP Monday at 6:30 a.m. But EN gave mad pips, 462 pips this week. So you could have traded this up, down, around, all kind of ways. You could have did God's plan, or you could have did what we normally do. Waited till it retraced and then tapped in and then, sold it down. So there was a lot of money to be made on EN. GBP Chef did not do as projected. I know Todd is probably going to disagree with me, but price did not retrace before it began to buy. You would hit your stop loss if you didn't hedge. Price did give a bearish 4 hour order block Sunday night at 1 p.m. Eastern, but it did not sell. The next 4 hour candle gave a bullish order block. Price tapped into a previous bearish weekly order block and then sold down. GBP had interest rates news this week as well, so that could have affected the market. There was a 207 pips available for GBT Chefs. GU, it didn't do its projected. Price didn't retrace. And when I say it didn't do its projected, it didn't retrace first. Price didn't retrace before it began to buy. However, price did give a bullish order block Monday at 5 a.m. Eastern for a buy, possible 100 pips on that entry before it began to sell. For the entire week, there was a possible 176 pips. NAS, it didn't do its projected. Price did retrace to the golden zone on the weekly OB before it began to buy. There was a possible 550 points. NZD CAD did its projected price retrace past the 100% of the bullish weekly order block, and I'm talking about the second candle in the 2 candle order block. Price gave a 1 hour bearish order block Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern for a sale. You could have held that for 100 pips for God's plan, possible 175 pips for the week. NU did its projected price retrace to the 78. There was a 1 hour 10 p.m. Eastern bearish order block for entry for God's plan. Price didn't TP at 100 pips. It was like 98 pips. Ouch. Possible 125 pips on that one. Why do I have this the same? One of these supposed to be gold, one of these supposed to be silver. I think yeah. Gold did its projected. Price did not tap into the golden zone. However, it did retrace 100 pips for God's plan entry. It also bought up to the 88 of the down move before it began to retrace the 100 pips. There was a possible 75.469 points. I don't know how to transfer it to pips. Silver was God's plan. It did its projected. Price did not retrace to the golden zone. However, you could have gotten your 100 pips with God's plan. And those were the number of points available for God's plan. Todd, can you show the pairs for this week, please? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pairs for this week. So what I started to do, Todd.
Hey man, I'm trying to figure out how to get out this screen. You don't want to tell me over the browser.
Just close it. Hit
Hey,
X.
how you gonna try to tell me I got all this stuff on my screen? Don't give me the cuss.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see.
Grandpa, just click out the screen. Just click somewhere
Right.
else.
Thank you, Kim. Oh my gosh. Like,
Grandpa.
Hold on, y'all.
you probably gonna have to stop sharing first and then share again after you have the other one opened up.
All right, hold on.
Kim said grandpa.
Can y'all see my screen?
Not yet.
Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Okay. So this week I'm trying something different and I hope I don't confuse anybody. So originally what we were doing, we do the weekly bearish and bullish order blocks. And then I started adding God's plan. But some of these pairs, depending on how you want to trade, you can do both. You can do, I'm going to wait till it retrace to hit the golden zone of the weekly order block. I'm going to buy it or sell it down, whichever way it goes. Or, you know, basically the retracement is God's plan. But anyway, so I decided to add both if that last candle of the order block had a lot of pips. So I hope that makes sense. So for EA, it is a bullish order block, but you can also use God's plan because that one candle moved 392 pips this week. So we should definitely be able to get 100 pips on the retrace on that one. EC, just a basic bullish order block. EN, same, it's a bullish order block. That candle moved 447 pips this week, so we definitely should be able to get 100 pips there. GA, it's a bullish order block. The weekly candle moved 300 pips. GN, same bullish order block. That weekly candle moved 413 pips. NU, I said an honorable mention because it tapped into the weekly order block, so it should buy this week. US 30 was a bullish order block and USD Chef was a bearish order block. I did not look at any of the daily candles to see if there was a big move for the God's plan, but these are the God's plans off of the weekly moves. So I'm going to start doing this going forward and let you know how many pips that candle moved. So it'll give you an idea which one you want to look at if you choose to do that. All right, that's all I got.
About time.
You know what, Todd?
Not even.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I
Selena.
can stop staying up at night doing this every week. How about that?
Yeah, you ain't hurting me. You might hurt some of your compadre.
Selena, we need you. Thank you, Selena.
I'm not gonna stop, y'all. I just like to give Todd hearts.
Don't give me a hard time. Okay.
Oh, Todd, I just want to say something really quick while I'm thinking about it. I had a conversation with somebody earlier today about trading view, and I'm not sure if this is the case for anybody else that's on this call, but if you're looking at trading view, if you're looking at the charts that we're looking at Oanda charts for anybody who is trading and not paying attention to what chart they're using on trading view. We are using Oanda charts. Okay, now I'm really done.
Thank you, Slim. I don't know who was looking at the other charts. So
we can have new people. It's new people on here all the time.
Yeah, that's cool. What are y'all trading this week?
EN and GN.
Why is everybody quiet? Let me see.
Sean, did you just make that up?
What? Did I make what up?
I said, Sean, did Sean just make that up? EN and GN. Oh, they all look.
I didn't make it up. I'm looking at Selena's 447 pips and
I got
430.
you.
Those would be the obvious candidates, you know.
Well, wait a minute. I don't think that's 440. I think Selena, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that was the order block gave that many pips. So
You could have traded.
Right. So it's the
I have
last candle of the order block, and that's what we use for God's plan. So that one candle by itself, I didn't do the order block. I just did the last green candle.
But look, y'all, on EN, it was a bearish order block that I told you it would not sell because it was at the
can you share your screen and show us, please?
I'm only going to show you if you're going to listen this time, Kim, because you've been in this class forever. You don't believe it.
And I still.
So
Don't believe that meat is greasy.
yeah, this is what we looked at last week. Remember? I said, hey, this is going to buy up. I said you could probably hold it all week because it's not going to sell. You're at the moving averages. Remember, you was like,
You know, I don't believe that, Todd. You know, Todd, I don't believe
and I
it.
said, look, man, Kim.
No, sir. This is the one I said was gonna go bullish when that was a
Hey,
bearish order block.
listen,
Thank
y'all.
you.
Hey,
Thank you.
Hey,
give me my
yeah.
credit.
No,
Give me my
no,
credit.
ICT.
you ain't ICT, but listen. Oh my God! Anybody who knows and who's ever talked to me would tell you that I knew this was going bullish. Come on, man, y'all are funny. But yeah, you just trade the pullback.
And you removed my trend line that I had you put on there. I see it. I see it.
You are tight. I removed the trend line last week. Before I gave you the analysis, I moved that trend line. The trend line it wasn't touched, by the way. So, oh my God, Tim is hilarious. But if you're gonna take this trade, Brad. About $1.30 to the zone. I think it's going to come all the way down here. This is where I think we're coming. They drop down to that 15 minutes, man. 15 minutes. Okay, there's an order block right here. Kim, you like the setup? Don't be asking me for no credit next week and you quiet as a church mouse. You think it's coming down here, Kim? Kim don't know y'all.
At the moment, I don't see.
She is stumped.
I
She is stumped. She is stumped.
I don't see. I don't see anything at the moment.
There you go. At the moment, I'm
Oh,
telling
based on. Oh, wait a minute. On the
you,
15th.
it's covered here.
Yeah, I don't see nothing at the moment.
It's covered here, guys.
It's
Y'all-
coming where?
Where this black line is.
Down there? Oh, okay.
And y'all can wait. Y'all can wait for Kim to tell you to get in, or you can do what you're supposed to do. Get in the trade.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me take a screenshot just in case.
Let me see
Just
the
in case.
outside the clip.
Got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
there's so many order blocks in here. Even if it came way up here to close this imbalance, that's still 78 pips. Yeah. And I don't think it's going to close that order block. I mean, I don't think it's going to close this imbalance first because this is a bullish move.
I don't hunt 3-4 house.
All right, y'all. I know some of y'all want to be greedy, but this is what the trade setup should look like. This will be your 100 pips. Now, I do believe it's going to keep pushing. So y'all do what y'all got to do. Shut up, Milo.
Hey, Todd, would you mind zooming in on that chart for us, please?
Where at? Zoom in where? Like this?
I think so. We can see it.
Well,
yeah.
I
Just so
don't
we
know
can
what you
see.
can. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what you can see because I can see on my screen.
We can't hear you, Todd.
There go guys playing again. Shh. He was getting talk jump.
Hey, y'all are hilarious, man. Can y'all hear me?
We can't hear. Oh, there you go.
So look, you can,
On an admin note, real quick, man. I mean, you need to move back closer to the router so you don't keep going out.
can you hear me now? How now, brown cow?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I think that I don't know what you guys see. So when you tell me you can't see, then I can only see my screen. So you got to be more specific. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear.
Yes.
So what can't you see? Like when you say zoom in, what do you mean? Like this?
Better. Yes, sir. That's better. You made it bigger. Yes.
Okay. Y'all are silly, man. All right, y'all good?
Todd, quick question. I know you said you don't think it's going to go to that imbalance, but does that long wick on that red candle, that rejection, does that not make you,
On this one,
yeah.
it don't make me nut. I mean, what it still has to drop, you know, like the you got to look at the goal, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't care that it went down and then went back up. I mean, that could have been the sucker y'all on Friday or whatever. I don't know. Um, you know, these moves that happen like this dip and then price pushes up and then it dips back down and it dips again. If even if price pushed up to close this imbalance 72 pips up, you know, I don't care. But I don't think that it's going to do that because this overall move is an up move. I think it needs to retrace, you know, to tap into the zone, and then the weekly move will push it up. The rejection at this order block is what it's doing now. You see this order block?
Yeah.
So, you know,
The other thing that gives us confidence that it's gonna pull back there is because price action says it's gonna pull back there. You know, so I mean, every now and then you're gonna be wrong, you know, it won't, kind of like with that UJ trade last week, but most of the time, you know, these things kind of follow the rules, for lack of a better term. So if something has ran up, you know, all those pips, or dropped, you know, a million pips, you know, kind of the laws of price action, you know, dictate that it must pull back at least 50%. It's probably going to give you more, but at least 50%. You know, that's kind of why people say nothing goes straight up. You know, it has to come down, or nothing, you know, you don't really hear people say nothing drops, it has to come back up. But, you know, that's really kind of where those sayings come from.
all right, what was the other one? EA?
I thought it was GN, but maybe EA was one of them.
No, it was GA. Somebody wanted GA. Let's look.
You know, that's looks to be a good one too.
Got about a 300-point move.
I like this one.
I don't know why. Mm-hmm. All right, this is where that daily imbalance was. We got that bullish OB on this 4 hour. Maybe it'll push up and close this daily imbalance before it pushes down. If you get in up here, you can always adjust your take profit. You know what I mean? So I expect this to push up first. You know, if it breaks these, I mean, it has to break these highs in order to get up there. So if it breaks these highs, then I would expect for it to turn around at that imbalance. It's always a possibility. I don't want to go way back over there, but it's always a possibility that there's something else in between. So if we break these highs, just look for it to maybe close that imbalance before we start pushing down. You know, these AUD pairs have been pretty good to us as far as the swiftness of the payouts. Any questions?
Yes, can you please show that imbalance again on the daily, please?
Hey,
Please.
you say you gonna get what, Elfie?
I'm wondering if it already hit it, because on my chart, it looks like it hit it already, like at least.
I want you
percent.
to burn your chart
No, it's too cute.
because it didn't hit it. This is the imbalance right here. Price is down here somewhere. Where on your chart did it hit that imbalance? On my chart, the highest the price got was 84.30.
Which is past that bearish order block that
The
it just,
imbalance is at 84.60. So you got 30 more pips.
okay.
Do you see the imbalance at 84?
Elfie needs to smack herself.
What's that?
So Elfie needs to smack herself.
No, I don't. I need to see what he's seeing.
But do you see it?
If you go back in time, then I could see it.
Back in time, like you mean over here?
Yes, please.
But I did. You weren't looking. You see it now?
Yes. That's exactly the same one I'm talking about.
But
So
you're saying price already went to it.
but I'm thinking it already filled at least half of that imbalance.
Okay, but what I'm saying is it could completely close this imbalance before.
All right. Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And you're right. It has filled over half of it. I'm just trying to look for a spot that this 4 hour order block right here.
Could be pushing to. Okay, I get it.
Now, it might not even break this high, which is cool. But if it does, all I'm saying is the next logical spot to look for an entry or look for rejection would be here.
Okay, now I get it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. EA. It's in the game. $382. Let me go back to GA for a minute because I don't even think I put a fib on it. I don't want to confuse y'all. Somebody will be trying to call me out next week. Everybody agree with that fib?
Yep.
Now, if y'all understand price action, you know that price only has to come to the top of this wick. Y'all understand that? Price only has to come to the top of this wick. So if you get into the trade up here, I would make sure I get my 100 pips before price hits the top of this wick, okay? Man, why is that nasty drawing on my thing? Mm-hmm.
Hey Todd, is there a reason, or I guess, can you help me understand why you're looking at the 4 to 8 hour versus the weekly? Is that because you're just trying to find a better entry point, or?
Well, I was looking at the weekly right here, right?
Okay.
So once I set my trade up on the weekly chart, like where I expect price to go,
Uh-huh.
this is the golden zone. I put
Uh-huh.
my tool here. Now I want to drop down to understand where price needs to touch. You can't get an understanding from a higher time frame chart. If you look at these lower time frame charts, it shows you on the chart where, like, this is an imbalance. You know what imbalance is?
When one candle is significantly larger than the other?
Well, so kind of. So you see how you have this candle closed and this candle open, the wick pushed down?
Yes.
This wick should have pushed all the way down to touch this wick, because this green candle only represents buyers. Nobody was able to sell between the top of this wick and the bottom of this wick. There was no sellers. So price really needs to come down and give the sellers an opportunity to sell in here. I know it might be a little confusing if you're newer to trading, but buyers and sellers should be able to participate equally. So since they weren't able to participate in between these 2 points, this is called an imbalance. So at some point, we need price to come down and at least push into this imbalance halfway and then go back up. And it's the same thing here with this imbalance. So at some point, price needs to come down, push into this imbalance and go halfway up. And we might see that this week. This week, price might come down and close this imbalance. It might even push down to this imbalance. And if you look at where we are on the Fibonacci, this black line represents the 78.6, which is ICT's optimal trading entry. So we have price that pushed all the way up here. It broke all these highs. Now it might pull all the way back down here, close both of these imbalances, then go up. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And because we understand, like we see these imbalances, we know they have to be filled. If I'm selling this and price keeps pushing and it pushes into this and it plays around and then it pushes further, I'm going to assume that my take profit can be the middle of this imbalance. And I can just sell it until it hits my take profit because I understand that the move is actually going to be a bullish move. That makes sense?
Yes.
All right, so that's all I do when I drop down. I kind of look for the areas that I know price needs to come back to. And I also wanted to see on these other time frames what sort of price action I'm getting up here. So I want to see bearish order blocks that's pushing the market down. And in this case, I get one right here on the 8-hour. Then I get a tap in, which is perfect. So this particular chart is not telling me that price needs to push way back up here. It's telling me that price is ready to just start pushing down. And for me, I like to see that, because I like to get in the trade and get paid. So maybe when this market starts out, maybe after that first hour, we get in this trade and it just pushes right down. Maybe we get 200 pips that first day and you're done trading. Some of y'all don't want to be done trading because y'all be hitting me up on Friday asking me about trades. But the rest of y'all who wants to get paid on earlier in the week, you'll get in this in the early moves and get paid. So if you look at your price action and what's going on the chart, you can see the ones that are in your favor, going your way. It's kind of like last week we had a bullish order block on gold. So that's why I felt that it was going to keep pushing up, and I just had to find the place that was up on the top that would push the price down. So this week we're doing the same thing. We wanted to see what needs to happen up here, and we wanted to see where price was potentially heading down here. Now this green represents all our 100 pip move. So it's always comforting to see that you can get 100 pips before price hits its first objective. Y'all tracking?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's 3 moves. All right, we'll look at GN. We'll look at the GN is my last one I'm looking at. And GN hit right in the zone, didn't it? You feel from here to here, just go right into the zone. This is the worst one.
Todd, when I first looked at that for God's plan, I was like, because it had already, because the candle, it had a huge wick. So I was like,
Yeah, I think this is gonna sell.
You say you think it's gonna what?
I think it's gonna sell. I think it's gonna come back down in this wick. So this looks like just a tap in from this original drop. We definitely got a bullish, so we're going to retrace. Price needs to come down to this area. So I'm thinking that we'll pull back a little bit. We'll go into these wicks and then we'll probably drop. I'm not trading this. You got a bullish order block here and it has two bears. So it's going to pull back a little bit. It's going to retest this one. It might tap into one of these other ones. Then I think it's going to drop. What I would have wanted to see was once we tapped in, this needed to break these highs and it didn't. So, you know, I'm more biased that this is going to fall. Which, I mean, you know, God's plan to still work with it, but
I mean, it looked like a big ass chalk from the other view. And I guess you probably wouldn't call it chalk because it took, you know, a whole bunch of days or weeks to play out, but that's
from
really
that,
what it looked like.
from that daily.
Yeah, like one where you can like squeeze it together. Like you see where you have those purple lines representing a break of structure to the upside and a break of structure to the downside. Now it's just coming back in and tapping in.
Well, yeah, I mean, this was a chalk over here, but yeah, I think this is the comeback and the tap in and fall.
Right.
So I think that this order block right here is the one that price is tapping into. So, I mean, I know we don't trade like this or you know, we're just looking for the 100 pip move to the downside, but I think that it's going to go up first and then fall.
Because that's a chalk too, isn't it?
Well,
Right there.
this one, yeah,
Yep.
but it didn't come far enough down, in my opinion, like down to this level. So, I don't know how far up this is going to go. Let me see if it came back. 89. All right, let me try to drill down and look at this. So price comes here. Is anybody taking this trade?
Not anymore.
Y'all ain't gotta not take it because I said I ain't taking it, but tell you what.
Probably take it in a demo. But to me, it's going to take too long to play out. And
Well, it might. I mean, maybe it goes straight up that night and it taps in. I would think that this would probably run up on Sunday and then start falling. If it runs up on Sunday, it's in your favor. Let me see how far that is. I mean, that's still a pretty decent amount of pips. If it pulls into your zone or maybe the top of this order block goes up 55 pips, I would put an alert because this is the top of this order block. It's right above this old high. right? The wick of this high, it's another, there's a 15-minute order block right here where this red line is. Selena, is that a, if it goes past that, there's an imbalance here. So what you're going to have to do is go and label this stuff. If you're going to take this trade, you need to label your imbalance. This is a 15-minute imbalance. There's a 15-minute order block where this red line is. But I think price needs to push up into these areas before it actually drops. I don't expect this to push down first. So we'll see if it does, but I expect it to push up and then drop. When I look at this, price is just pushing back up into the wicks, which is cool. I mean, this is a weekly bearish order block anyway, so it makes sense to me why price would fall. But if it created a bullish order block right under this bearish order block, chances are it will eventually break through. But I think it is going to push back first. It might take a couple of weeks for us to break that area. Any questions? Are y'all confused?
Nope. I feel you, Prince. I think I feel the same way.
What?
He's trying to eat in.
Yeah, I like that one better too. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Zoom is a piece of crap, man. Sean, did I fall off Zoom?